Hello everyone. In this video I am going to explain about FSSAI standards, regulations regarding licensing and food safety requirements for pineapple candy manufacturing. First we will see what is FSSAI. The FSSAI, that is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, is a regulatory body responsible for supervising the safety and standards of food businesses across the India. To run a food business in India, an FSSAI certificate or FSSAI license is mandatory. In today's world, as people prefer certified food consumption, FSSAI license can provide the food businesses with legal benefits and expansion scope. Under Food Safety and Standard Act, there is a regulation called Licensing and Registration Regulation. In this regulation, it has made a mandate that every food business should either obtain a registration or a license for their business. Now let's see who needs an FSSAI license or registration. The canteen, club, dhaba, distributors, food processors, restaurants, retailers, wholesaler, suppliers, food transporters, storage and warehouses of food and other food businesses should either require a food registration or a license for their business. The registration of food business under FSSAI is of two types. One is basic registration and another one is licensing of the food business. Under licensing, depending upon the turnover of your business and the type of business, you need to either have a state license or central license for your food business. If your business turnover is up to 12 lakh rupees per annum, you need to obtain only a basic registration certificate. If your business turnover is more than 12 lakhs up to 20 crores per annum, then you need to obtain a state license for your business. If your turnover is more than 20 crore per annum, then you need to obtain central license for your food business. This flowchart tells about the steps that you need to follow to obtain a basic registration for your food business. Every petty food business operator shall register themselves with the registering authority by submitting an application in a Form A along with a fee of ₹100. After the application, a unique application reference number will be obtained. Within 7 days of receipt of your application, the registering authority may grant or reject your registration. If granted, the food business operator may start the business. Sometimes the registering authority may issue a notice for inspection within 7 days. Within 30 days of the release of inspection notice, the inspection of your food business will get conducted and an inspection report will be get submitted, and according to that report, your business will either be granted or rejected for the registration. If you don't get any response within 7 days of your application or within 30 days of your application, you can again start your business as it is. Now let's see what are the steps that you need to follow to obtain either a state or central license for your food business. In a case of obtaining a license for your food business, you need to fill the application Form B with uploading the necessary documents prescribed by the FSSAI, and you have to pay the fee with respect to the type of your food business. After filling the application, a unique application reference number will get generated. If additional information is required or if your application is incomplete, the licensing authority may ask you to complete the application. Again, the licensing authority may release a notice for inspection of your premises, and after obtaining an inspection report, they may release either a grant or rejection for your food license. If you don't get any response, even after 60 days of your application from the licensing authority, you can start your business. If the registering authority or the licensing authority during the course of its inspection finds some drawbacks, they will give you an improvement notice. If there is no improvement, you may get a suspension for your food business. Still, if you are not giving any improvement, your license or your application will get cancelled. Once the application or the license is cancelled, you will be able to apply afresh only after 90 days. Based on the type of business or the activity performed, the fees for new application, renewal of your license or application, modifications in the license or certificate will be different. If you wish to have a registration for your business, you need to pay 100 rupees fee. If you are willing to have a central license for your food business, you have to pay 7,500 rupees as a registration fee. You can also obtain a duplicate certificate or a duplicate license for your food business by paying 10% of applicable certificate fee. The validity of your FSSAI license and certificate is valid for 5 years. As it is essential to have a FSSAI license to commence the food business, similarly, it is important to renew the license also. The license is issued for a validity of 1 year or 5 years. So, the business must apply for renewal 30 days prior to the expiry of the current license. You can utilize the FLRS system, which has been now got changed to FOSCOS system. The FOSCOS or FLRS system in a 5 regional offices, namely for Northern region in New Delhi, for Eastern region in Kolkata, for Northeastern region in Guwahati, for Western region in Mumbai and Kerala, and for Southern region it is in Chennai. It is also important for a food business operator to report any changes in the food business to the Food Safety and Standard Authority within a reasonable time. Any changes related to kind of business, scale of production, product category or formulation change should follow the regulations. Once the FSSAI license or registration has been granted, your license and registration will be in a Form C format. Any changes required in this format needs to be get modified should be informed to the FSSAI. This is your FOSCOS website. FOSCOS is nothing but Food Safety Compliance System. If you just log into the site, that is foscos.fssai.gov.in, you will see this web page. If you are having an application afresh for your food business, you can check the eligibility of your food business for whether your food business comes under registration or whether it comes under state licensing or central licensing. You can check the list of standardized products which has been got clubbed together in a PDF format. You can track your application by entering the application reference number. You can know about how to apply for the licensing or registration. In the how to apply tab, you will be able to get all the details in a stepwise manner regarding application for registration and licensing. You can apply for your food business using application tab. For that purpose, you need to log in your business. Now let's see FSSAI standards for pineapple candy. In the regulation or FSSAI Act, 4.1.2 tells about the definition of processed fruits. Processed fruits includes all forms of processing other than peeling, cutting and surface treating fresh fruits. 4.1.2.7 will tell you about candied fruits. Candied fruits includes glazed fruits, that is fruits treated with a sugar solution and dried. Then candied fruits, which means dried glazed fruits immersed in a sugar solution and dried so that the fruit is covered by a candy-like sugar shell. And crystallized fruit is prepared by dried glazed fruits rolled in icing or granulated sugar and then dried. In this table, you can see different food additives that you can make a use while making pineapple candy, and again the recommended maximum level that you will be able to use as a food additive. This table tells about the food additives with respect to the natural pigments or colors which you can use for coloring of your pineapple candy. These are some of the other food additives with their recommended maximum level. If you see, for iron oxides, you will be able to use it at a level of 250 milligram per kg, that is 250 ppm. Again, here in this slide you can see the list of preservatives and sweeteners with their respective recommended maximum level. Here in this slide also you can see some synthetic sweeteners like acasulfam potassium and its recommended maximum level, that is 500 milligram per kg, and acidulants like tartaric acid which has a maximum level as GMP. To comply with the safety standards and regulations which are laid down by the FSSAI, you need to follow certain guidelines or you need to follow some best practices like GMP, that is good manufacturing practices. The good manufacturing practices includes suitable facilities and qualified personnel, complaints and recall system, quality management system, hygiene in production, storage and all over in the manufacturing line, and traceability system. We'll see the sanitary and hygienic requirements for food manufacturers, processors and handlers, which has been stated by FSSAI. The place where food is manufactured, processed or handled shall comply with the following requirements. The premises shall be located in a sanitary place and free from filthy surrounding and shall maintain overall hygienic environment. All new units shall set up away from environmentally polluted areas. The premises to conduct food businesses for manufacturing should have adequate space for manufacturing and storage to maintain overall hygienic environment. The premises shall be clean, adequately lightened and ventilated, and sufficient free space for movement should be provided. Floors, ceilings and walls must be maintained in a sound condition. They should be smooth and easy to clean with no flaking paints or plasters. Continuous supply of potable water shall be ensured in the premises. In case of intermittent water supply, adequate storage arrangement of water used in a food or washing shall be made. Equipment and machinery when employed shall be of such design which will permit easy cleaning. Arrangements for cleaning of containers, tables, working parts of machineries, etc. shall be provided. No vessels, containers or other equipments, the use of which is likely to cause metallic contamination, which is injurious to the health, shall be employed in a preparation, packaging or storage of food. Copper or brass vessels shall have proper lining. Next, all equipments shall be kept clean, washed, dried and stacked at the close of business to ensure freedom from growth of mold or fungi and infestation. All equipments shall be placed well away from the wall to allow proper inspection. There should be efficient drainage system and there shall be adequate provision for disposal of refuges. The workers working in a processing and preparation shall use clean aprons, hand gloves and headwears. Persons suffering from infectious diseases shall not be permitted to work. Any cuts or wounds shall remain covered at all time and the person should not be allowed to come in direct contact with food. All food handlers shall keep their fingernails trimmed, clean and wash their hands with soap or detergent and water before commencing the work and every time after using toilet. Scratching of body parts, hairs shall be avoided during food handling processes. All food handlers should avoid wearing false nails and other items or loose jewelry that might fall into food and also avoid touching their face or hair. Eating, chewing, smoking, spitting, nose blowing shall be prohibited within the premises, especially while handling the food. All articles that are stored or are intended for sale shall be fit for consumption and have proper cover to avoid contamination. The vehicles used to transport food must be maintained in a good repair and kept clean. Foods while in transport in packaged form or in containers shall maintain the required temperature. Insecticides, disinfectants shall be kept and stored separately and away from food manufacturing, storing or handling areas. So, this is all about food safety standards and requirements with respect to pineapple candy business. Thank you.